Welcome to Infinite Novel. Dive into epic alternate realities. All rights to original creators.
Chapter 211 Chapter 211 Sabo sent Vivi to Luffy. There was a burst of laughter in the chat room. Gol D Roger, quick, return. Edward Newgate Gururera. Is he scare of Luffy? Charlotte Linlin, the old man Mars is so cowardly. Shiki, gee ha 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 ha. At the time of Summit War, the old dog Saturn was slapped into death by the red border Luffy. It must have formed a psychological shadow in the hearts of the other four old dogs, Kojiki Odin, that must have scared the shit out of him. Ben Beckman, a robot giant, can deal with the fleet of the world government, and the red border Luffy has the strength to kill one of the five elders solo. The coward Mars would never try to fight to death. It's no wonder you don't panic, Marco. Yes, the more powerful the enemies is, the more he is afraid of death. That guy Mars obviously doesn't want to repeat the mistakes of Satan, St. Marcus Mars, huh? It's ridiculous. The red border video is something in another parallel world after all, so the me over there must have a different personality from the me here. How can I scare from a mere straw hate pirates? Roxy, Xebec, tisk tisk tisk. You really want to save face, old dog. Quick, retreat. St. Marcus Mars's heart skipped a beat. What the hell, how did he meet the straw hat pirates in this place? At the beginning, the scene where St. Jagarsh's Saturn was slapped to death by Luff. They didn't witness it with their own eyes, but after returning to Marie Joy's, they rewatched the live video many times. Finally, they came to the conclusion that if it was not St. Jagarsh's Saturn who was present at the time, but any of the four of them, the result would not be better than St. Jagarsh's Saturn. That is, since then, the fear of death has been deeply imprinted in the hearts of these old guys. Although it is said that Luffy's double battle drum stack buff a skill that will cost his life, and the chance of him doing it now is less than before, but for five elders, they don't know what to be in the situation that will make Luffy use this ability. Besides, no one is willing to trade their own life for Luffy's 5 lifespans. St. Marcus Mars, we have so many troops, this is a good opportunity to destroy the Straw Hat Pirates, Borsalino said intentionally. However, St. Marcus Mars doesn't want to stay any longer, he said angrily. Listen to my order, woo, that's fine. Borsalino has a regretful expression on his face. It seems that he missed the great contribution of annihilating the Straw Hat Pirates. Rock D Xebec, stupid yellow monkey. Even knowing that there is so much difference is strength, he still want to annihilate the Straw Hat Pirates. What a joke. Sakazuki, stupid. Can't you see that he said that on purpose? Kuzan, this cunning old monkey, he was actually ready to retreat from the very beginning. Seeing that St. Marcus Mars wanted to retreat, he pretended. Borsalino, I say you too, stop smearing my name. Seeing that the Marine Admiral started fighting again, Sengoku hurried out to stabilize the situation. Receiving the order of St. Marcus Mars, the grand fleet of the world government began to retreat immediately. Frankie has already destroyed 30 warships with his robot form among the wreckage of a dilapidated warship. Thousand Sunny smashed through these broken pieces and sailed into the deep sea. It seems that my choice is correct. Standing on the rear deck of Thousand Sunny, Vegapunk looked at the retreating warships, and immediately understood that the other party was afraid of the deterrent power of the Straw Hat Pirates. One now, he is standing with Straw Hat Luffy. They have two powerful forces, the ancient robot giants and the modern Seraphim, coupled with the strong fighting power of the Straw Hat Pirates. They seem to have the strength to challenge the world government. Of course, what Vegapunk wants to know more is what happened to the Void Century, and how brilliant the science and technology that once existed in the huge kingdom where Sengoku, the Straw Hat Pirates over there have left Egghead Island. Why is the red-bordered video still playing? According to the previous experience, shouldn't it be the turn of the white-bordered video? Suru, yeah, the white-framed video has always been played first, and then the red border video is played second. Why does the playback progress of the red border video leading the white-framed video? Gol D Roger, others are not clear, but the red border video is definitely not over yet. Rox D, Xebec, why? Gol D Roger, you are stupid. Didn't you find that the quiz in the red border video has not appeared yet? Zephyr, it makes sense. Every time the red border video is played, there will be a quiz. If the question does not come out, it means that the red border video is not over yet. Monkey D, Luffy, are they going to Giant Island next? Wow, I am so looking forward to it. Usopp, yes. I'm so excited. It seems that our next stop here should also be Giant Island. Time flies. On the sea, Thousand Sunny is sailing on a calm sea. Puff puff puff. On the deck, the Den Den Mushy of Vegapunk rang. Huh? It's Dragon. Vegapunk is a little puzzled when he sees the facial expression shown by the Den Den Mushy. He don't know why Dragon suddenly called him. Dragon, what's the matter? Vegapunk asked. Monkey D. Dragon's voice immediately came from the Den Den Mushy. Vegapunk, are you with the Straw Hat Pirates? Hey. How did you know? Hearing this, Vegapunk raised his eyes. A little stunned. It's only been a few days since he left Eggy Hard. The fact that he left with the Straw Hat Pirates should only be known by the world government. It's not difficult to install a few undercover agents inside the world government. Monkey D. Dragon calmly explained the reason why he knew the news, and then said, I ask you, can I talk to Luffy now? Okay, why, do you want to talk to your son? Vegapunk suddenly realized that the other party did not have Luffy's phone contact information. Maybe he wanted to contact Luffy through and no need. Give him my Den Den Mushy's contact information, let him contact me immediately. Monkey D. Dragon interrupted Vegapunk, and then gave Vegapunk his contact information. Hey, Vegapunk wanted to say something, but Monkey D. Dragon had already hung up the phone. This guy, why is he a father? Vegapunk went to find Luffy. My dad? He wanted me to call him? Luffy frowned. He doesn't have much impression of his father at all. The clearest memory is probably the last time Monkey D. Dragon and Monkey D. Garp talked to each other, but, although there is no intersection with Monkey D. Dragon, Luffy knows that Monkey D. Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, so, Luffy dialed the number puff puff puff. Not long after, the phone over there connected. Out of politeness, Luffy said cautiously, "Dad?" The other end of the Den Mushy was stunned for a moment, and then he said dumbfoundedly, "Luffy, I'm Sabo Porghast Ace, poof." Sabo, ahahaha, Monkey D, Luffy, hey. Watching the scene in the red border video, Ace and Sabo couldn't stop laughing hearing that the person answering the phone was not Monkey D. Dragon. The corners of Luffy's mouth twitched. "Isn't it the number my dad gave me? Why is it you?" Luffy's tone showed a hint of displeasure. "Luffy, I asked the big boss to find your contact information," Sabo quickly explained. Then he said, "Luffy, do you remember me?" "Yes. When you were in Windmill Village, you and Ace were good friends. We met several times." There is no brotherhood between Luffy and Sabo, but because Ace brought Sabo back for dinner a few times, so Luffy also knows that there is such a person known as Sabo. Luffy suddenly frowned, and suddenly remembered something, so he asked, "Wait, I remember Ace told me that you were bombed to death by the Tenryuabito. What happened? How are you alive?" "Yes. At that time, I was indeed blasted into the sea by the cannons of the Tenryuabito, but I was rescued by your father, and then I joined the Revolutionary Army. By the way, I lost my memory at the time. I didn't recover my memory until I saw what happened between you and Ace after the Summit War." Sabo briefly talked his affairs. "It turns out to be like this." Luffy nodded, and then asked, "Then why are you contacting me?" "Yes, there is something very important," Sabo said quickly. "I'm bringing Alabasta's Princess Vivi to you now." "Princess Vivi?" Luffy showed a bewildered expression on his face, wondering, "Why is she with you?" "This matter is a bit complicated. Anyway, I rescued her in Marie Joy's. I originally brought her back to the headquarters of the Revolutionary Army, but when she learned the relationship between the chief and you, she begged us to be sent to you. And the leader seems to agree with this matter." Sabo explained. "Emporio Ivankov, Fragan over there seems to have selfish intentions." Gold Roger, is that guy trying to matchmake his son? Shiki, gee ha 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 ha. "This is really the case." Nefertari Cobra, "This matter, I have no objection." Nefeltari Vivi father, Nami, ahahaha. Nico Robin, hahaha. After hearing what Sabo said, Luffy wondered, "Me? I'm on the way to Elbaf Island from the Egghead Island. How could you find me?" Sabo said, "You don't have to worry this. Princess Vivi has always carried your Vivre card. Now I can find you with the Vivre card." Vivre card. Luffy remembers before when he about to leave Alabasta, Princess Vivi did ask him for a Vivre card. Although Vivre cards are widely used in New World, it is impossible for a person with the status of Princess Vivi not to know Vivre cards. And Luffy learned how to make Vivre cards as early as when he said goodbye to Shanks in Windmill Village. So when Princess Vivi asked for his Vivre card, Luffy simply made a small one for her. He didn't expect it to come in handy. Now he scratched his head. "But, why did Vivi want to come to me? And, you said you rescued her in Marie Joy's, so what's going on?" One Luffy. At this time, Princess Vivi's cry came from the other end of the Den Mushy. "I'm sorry, I really don't know where to go. All I can think of is you. Please, let me be your crewmate." Woo woo woo. Princess Vivi's voice is full of sad emotions. "Princess Vivi, we have known with each other before, and I know you quite well. There is no problem in taking you as a crewmate, but, can you tell me first, what the hell happened?" Luffy faintly felt that something serious happened to Princess Vivi. Before Frankie activated the Pluton battleship, he found that the Pluton battleship needs the blood of the princess of the Nefertari family, and now, something happened to Princess Vivi. It's hard not to let people connect these two things together at this time. Sabo took the Den Mushy and said, "Luffy, some time ago, Princess Vivi and his father, King Cobra, attended the World Summit held by the world government. And because of some things, I happened to see the dark scene of the world government. But now is not the time to talk in detail, to prevent being eavesdropped. In short, Princess Vivi's father was killed by the 5 elders, and there is another person above 5 elders. That person want to get Princess Vivi. As for the details, I will tell you in detail after I find you. I still have a letter that your father asked me to bring to you, saying that you should open it yourself." "Okay, I'll hang up first. I should be able to find you within 2 days at most." Sabo hung up the Den Mushy. "There is still someone above the 5 elders? And that person wants to get Princess Vivi." Vegapunk, who has been listening to the phone call, frowned tightly. Then, he said, deeply worried, "Luffy, it seems that you must protect Princess Vivi. You must not let her fall into the hands of the world's government." "Yes, I know." Luffy nods. It only takes a little analysis, and she understands the importance of Princess Vivi, and the current situation of Princess Vivi. Taking Princess Vivi with him, this is the best choice. Chapter 212, Chapter 212. Take me to Sol Vinsmoke Sanji. Great. There's little Vivi on board too. Nami, yeah. With Luffy's protection, she must be safe. Time flies. Another 3 days have passed. Sabo caught up with Thousand Sunny on a revolutionary ship. Luffy. Sabo jumped from the deck to the deck of Thousand Sunny first, and greeted Luffy emotionally. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never have imagined that the boy who spent all his time practicing in the mountains and forests, would now become a power that even the world government fear. Sabo has joined the Revolutionary Army for many years, but even if he got into a high-level position in the Revolutionary Army, Sabo still feels that it is difficult to overthrow the world government. But in the Summit War 2 years ago, Luffy single-handedly killed one of 5 elders. Since then, many people have understood that those who claim to be gods can also be killed. "Sabo, hello." Luffy greeted politely. "Hey, don't be so tense. Sabo came up and patted Luffy on the shoulder, and then said with a smile, I am a member of the Revolutionary Army that your father lead. The current chief of staff of the Revolutionary Army. Luffy shrugged his shoulders. Fate is really interesting. Two people he has known since he was a child, but they don't have any deep friendship. Originally thought that after leaving the Windmill Village, he would never meet them again. Unexpectedly, the fate lead them to meet again, Mr. Luffy. At this time, Princess Vivi came to the deck of Thousand Sunny. Little Vivi. Welcome. Seeing that Princess Vivi is coming, Sanji, the simp, slid and knelt and slid past Nami activates the sliding fruit ability, which provides him with extra sliding power. And Sanji slipped out of the deck. Hello, Vivi. As the captain, Luffy came over, he sighed, and said in a low mood, I'm sorry about your fater for King Cobra. Luffy has a fairly good impression of him when he left Alabasta. Luffy wanted Cobra to pay the compensation of 200 million belly. Although Cobra was in a tight financial situation at the time, he still readily agreed to Luffy's request. And when Luffy and the others were to leave, they specifically gave Luffy more meat and supplies. Getting along with Princess Vivi is also a good experience in general. Luffy still recognizes Vivi as a princess. And now, Princess Vivi has a special bloodline, and was forced to run by the world government. It is impossible for Luffy to not help her, probably because Luffy mentioned Cobra's matter. Princess Vivi suddenly felt sad, and tears of pain and grievance poured out of her eyes instantly. After all, she is only an 18-year-old girl. How can she survive such a sudden blow after escaping from Marie Joy's? She learned that her father Cobra died at the hands of 5 elders. Princess Vivi's sky fell. If it weren't for Luffy being the only one to rely on, Princess Vivi might not even be able to hold on. Now, she finally came in front of Luffy, and her spirit finally collapsed. The princess cried and threw herself into Luffy's arms, crying loudly, my father is gone. I'm alone now, woo woo woo. Vivi. Feeling the trembling girl in the chest, Luffy is somewhat embarrassed, to be honest. So far, the only girl who has had such close contact with him seems to be Nami. However, Luffy really sympathizes with what happened to Vivi. He raised his arm and gently touched on Princess Vivi's hair, comforting Vivi. You are not alone, from now on, you have us, we are your partner. Yes. Vivi, you still have us. Nami approached Vivi, wrapping her arms gently around Princess Vivi's back. Vivi, from now on, the Straw Hat Pirates will be your home. Robin also came to comfort her after some consolation. Luffy asked Nami and Robin to take Princess Vivi to rest first, then he asked Sabo what he saw in Marie Joy's. After some conversation, Luffy knew the existence of Im. He also knew the 800-year-old Princess Nefertari D. Lily mentioned by Im. Speaking of which, we have been thinking for a long time and still can't figure out why Im insists on capturing Princess Vivi. But if Im just wants to vent her anger on Princess Vivi because of the 800-year-old Princess Lily, it seems unreasonable. After speaking, Sabo expressed his thoughts. Luffy also thought. He knew that Princess Vivi's blood was very special, but another question came to his mind. Im doesn't have a Pluton in his hand. Why did he want to capture Princess Vivi? Could it be that Marie Joy's weapon that can destroy the Lulusia Kingdom in an instant also needs the special blood of Princess Vivi to launch it? But, it is obviously not Vivi who destroyed the Lulusia Kingdom. According to Luffy's speculation, that person is likely to be Im, who has just surfaced now. Could it be that Im also has a special bloodline? But if he can launch that weapon by himself, why does he still want to capture Princess Vivi alive? Luffy murmured. One confusion after another came to my mind. Puff puff puff. At this time, Sabo's phone rang. After connecting for a while, Sabo looked at Luffy. I have to hurry back. Do you have anything to tell me to bring to your father? Does he has a message? Luffy thought it. So he said, then help me tell him to call Grandpa a few more times when he is free. Grandpa, I don't know how many years he got left. Monkey D. Garp. Puff. This little bastard, is he cursing me? Gold Roger. Ha ha ha. Garp, it obvious that the red border Luffy cares for you over there. Edward Newgate Guerrera. Zephyr, this kid's words really make people laugh, but well, his emotion of caring for his grandpa is genuine. Okay. By the way, this is the letter your father has for you. Hearing that Luffy asked him to bring it, Sabo twitched the corner of his mouth, and then put the dragon's letter on the table. Then, Luffy, I look forward to meeting you next time. Goodbye. Luffy waved his hand. After Sabo left, Luffy opened the dragon's letter. The content is nothing earth-shattering, some are just plain words from the words of the dragon. Luffy can feel how nervous the dragon was when he wrote this letter. In short, it is probably that he blames himself for not being able to give Luffy fatherly love, and at the same time he is also very helpless, because what he is doing is very important. Meaning, after reading this letter, Luffy did not make any comments in his opinion. Dragon is not a good father, but for those who were rescued by the Revolutionary Army from the dire straits, he is definitely a savior. So, Luffy didn't get too entangled in this letter, but just regarded it as an ordinary daily matter. Thousand Sunny continues to sail. After a few more days, they arrived in Elba. Everyone is docking at a port after going ashore, led by Vegapunk. Everyone came to one of the giant villages in Elbaf. Because he has been here before, Vegapunk arrived at the destination with ease. Vegapunk. Seeing the appearance of Vegapunk, the giant and the villagers shouted excitedly because the last time Vegapunk came, he brought them many high-tech things, and those things were very useful to them. Vegapunk greeted the pacifista to give some gifts to the giants, and then said to the giant, take me to Saul. Chapter 213. Chapter 213 Banquet? Add me. Kuzan, Saul. When Vegapunk in the red border video said that name, Aokiji's hair stood on end. Although the growth path of Luffy in the white border video and the red border video are different, when the O'Hara incident happened, Luffy was not born yet. So, the O'Hara events on both sides are clearly identical. In other words, Saul over there should have died in O'Hara too. But why would Vegapunk let this old giant take him to meet Saul? Sengoku, Kyuzan. Did you show mercy to Saul? Kyuzan, no. Sakazuki, who doesn't know the friendship between you and Saul back then? You not only let go of Nico Robin, but also let go of Saul. You really caused a lot of trouble for the world government. Kyuzan, I said no. Jaguar D. Saul, yes, Kyuzan didn't show mercy to me. He just looked at my death and gave little Robin, who was only 8 years old at the time, a chance to live. Kyuzan, Saul. Are you dead or not? Nico Robin S.A., Saul. Hearing Saul's voice with her own ears, Robin couldn't sit still. Jaguar D. Saul, little Robin, I'm lucky, and I'm still alive. Nico Robin, this news is simply great news for Robin. Nico Robin, that's great. Dear Shishishi, Jaguar D. Saul, you still remember my laughter, dear Shishishi. Nico Robin, how could I forget? Saul, the next time we meet, I want to laugh in front of your face, dear Shishishi. Kyuzan, Saul, did you really survive? Knowing that Saul survived, Kyuzan was also very excited, to be honest. Back then he completely frozen Saul, he was really helpless. But after that, he still couldn't get over that hurdle in his heart. Now that Saul is still alive, Kyuzan is really happy. Jaguar D. Saul, yes. Speaking of it, it's thanks to Buster Call's cannon fire. When I was frozen by you, I was about to die. But Buster Call burned O'Hara into a sea of flames, burned me out of the ice. Hearing this, everyone immediately understood, so that's what happened. Led by the old giant, everyone came to a huge stone house. When they came to the back room, a huge giant appeared in front of everyone. It's just that, his whole body is covered with bandages. The few marks on the skin exposed outside the bandages are obviously burns damages. Although this man is almost completely wrapped in bandages, the moment she saw him, Robin burst into tears instantly. Saul. Robin covered her mouth, tears flowed out. Nico Robin AHH. Saul, you. Jaguar D. Saul, although the fire burned me out of the freeze state back then, they also burned me severely. It is a miracle in itself that I survived. Little Robin. Hearing Robin's words, Saul subconsciously turned to look at Robin. Although Robin's voice is completely different now than when she was 8 years old, Saul still recognized her voice immediately. Saul, it's really you. Robin burst into tears, cried and rushed over. Is he Robin's savior? Luffy looked at the bandaged man in front of him, took a deep breath, and then said with emotion, fate is really wonderful. A few days ago, he reunited with Sabo. Now, Robin and Saul meet again. Yes, after what happened in O'Hara back then, your father and I both went to the disaster site in O'Hara. After that, your father found and saved me. Speaking of which, I didn't expect that you and your father would actually be able to go so far as to shake the world's government. Probably because he thinks this matter is a bit absurd. Vegapunk laughed. Balo Betty, it turns out that the Revolutionary Army was established because of the O'Hara incident. Lindbergh, this reason is indeed somewhat unexpected. Mori, watching so many fresh and innocent lives disappear in the artillery fire, the leader should be determined to overthrow the world government from then on. Jun, the Revolutionary Army first appearance was indeed 20 years ago, so it seems to be right. Sengoku, damn it. The O'Hara incident was the trigger for the formation of the Revolutionary Army. Gol D. Roger, so, everything is karma. The cause planted by you Marine and the world government led to the birth of the Revolutionary Army. Very obviously, according to the law of development of things, the Revolutionary Army will eventually overthrow the world government. Shiki, that's right. This is called self-inflicted evil. Jahahaha. Kong, fart. It's just a mere revolutionary army that wants to shake the world's government? As long as the world's government makes a move, the big waves will drown the revolutionary army. Monkey D. Dragon, am I afraid of you? Haha, Kong, don't be self-righteous. If we are afraid of you, our revolutionary army will not survive. Just wait and see, you group of demons in human skin will definitely be overthrown. After Saul and Robin reunion, everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates thoroughly understood Robin's past. Thank you for your help to Robin. Luffy sincerely expressed his gratitude to Saul. Saul laughed and said, you are Monkey D. Luffy, right? I should be the one thanking you. Luffy was a little surprised. You thanked me? Because of Robin's matter? There are reasons for this, but more importantly, thank you for appearing and bringing hope to this world, Saul said. Luffy was taken aback then. He noticed that Saul's room was full of books, and he suddenly realized that Saul should have been studying archaeology for the past 20 years maybe. He also found some important historical information. Hey, Saul, we're not here to chat. At this point, Vegapunk interrupted them and said, now Luffy has 3 waypoint poneglyph. The only thing left is your waypoint poneglyph. At the beginning, Saul escaped from O'Hara. After he escaped from O'Hara, he led a large number of giants back to O'Hara, and brought all the ancient books there back to Elbaf. At the same time, the giants found a red poneglyph in the basement of the destroyed tree of knowledge. So the giants brought this important poneglyph back to Elbaf. Hearing this, Saul's eyes lighted up. Are you going to find the big secret treasure left by Pirate King Roger? The big secret treasure is one thing, but for us, the most important thing is something else on that island. Vegapunk said with a serious face. At this point, we must not let the world government and I'm run amok any longer. We must arrive at Raftel and find the truth of this world. The Lulusia kingdom has dealt a huge blow to Vegapunk. It was also from then on that Vegapunk made up his mind to overthrow the world government just like Monkey D. Dragon. Okay, come with me. Saul stood up, led the crowd up the mountain and waited, and came to a cave that is almost impossible to be discovered. The last poneglyph of the road sign is in it. Robin went to translate. Luffy directly listened to the narration of the poneglyph by listening to the voice of all things. When they came out of the cave, they saw 2 tall giants rushing over excitedly. Luffy, Nami, Sanji, Zoro, Buggy, Long Nose. The 2 giants squatted down excitedly, holding up Luffy and others, Uncle Dory, Uncle Brogy. When seeing the appearance of these two giants clearly, the East Blue 6 members of the Straw Hat Pirates shouted excitedly, ha 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 ha, Straw Hat boys, it's really you who are here. Hurry up, the banquet has been prepared. At this moment, another familiar voice suddenly reached Luffy's ears, banquet? Then count me in. Announcement: just a heads up, this fanfic will end at chapter 233, the fanfic creation is way before the Egghead arc, so the ending is the author own creation. Some might say the ending is quite lackluster and rush, but at least there's an ending, right? The fanfic continues with white border Luffy suddenly transported into Naruto, but the quality drop a lot, with constant character explanation that keep repeating again and again, so it got drop. Thank you. Chapter 214 Target, Raftel. Banquet? Then count me in. A red-haired man appeared behind Brogy and Dory Shanks. The moment he saw this man, Luffy showed surprise on his face. Luffy. Haha, Luffy, remember me? It's been more than 10 years, Luffy has grown so big. Behind Shanks, a group of red hair pirates appeared one after another. Dory laughed loudly, stop talking, the banquet will start soon, haha. In the evening, a bonfire banquet turned out to be. The base of red hair pirates is in Elbaf. Shanks already knew Sol and the poneglyph of the red road sign. He knows that Luffy will definitely come here in the end to find the last poneglyph of the road sign, so as long as Luffy comes here, the people here will notify Shanks. Actually, with Shanks' current ability, if he wants to go to Raftel, it's not too difficult. But he knew that even if he went, it would be meaningless. When the Roger pirates went to Raftel, Shanks missed going to Raftel because he took care of the sick Buggy, but Roger told Shanks a lot. Among them is the legend of the king. So, Shanks wouldn't be going to Raftel without Joy Boy bastard Shanks. Didn't you say you didn't want to go to Raftel? Why are you hugging Luffy's thigh now? At the banquet, Buggy grabbed Shanks by the collar and asked very unconvinced, haha Buggy, did I say that? It's just that I don't plan to go at that time, and it's not like I won't go in this life. Buggy scolded unhappily, stop talking nonsense. From the time you handed the captain's straw hat to Luffy, you must have to wait until this day if you want to say that, there is no problem. Shanks laughed, he looked at Luffy, and continued, actually, that place only makes sense if Luffy goes there. I just want to be a witness. Speaking of which, Shanks put his arms around Buggy. By the way, you will also be a witness, are you kidding me? You haven't been to Raftel like me. How do you know these things? Buggy lifted Shanks' arm. Shanks smiled slightly, it was the captain who told me. Buggy frowned, why did the captain tell you alone, but not me? Shanks laughed, it's not because the captain is eccentric, but because you can't keep your mouth shut. Some things will hurt you if you know them. The corner of Buggy's mouth twitches. Although he was a little upset, he had to admit that Shanks was right. Secrets in his mouth can't be hidden. The importance of Luffy can be seen from the fact that 5 elders personally came to kill Luffy during the Summit War. And from what Shanks said just now, Buggy can naturally hear that what Captain Roger said to Shanks back then has something to do with Luffy. Certainly, although there was no Luffy at that time, there must have been some kind of prophecy. If this kind of thing comes out of his Buggy mouth, then it will definitely become a thorn in the side of the world government at that time. Buggy will definitely be arrested and interrogated by the world government, and he will end up in a situation where he can't survive or die. By the way, the captain told me 2 things. Shanks said. Buggy was taken aback for a moment. One is Joy Boy, right? What the other one? Shanks hugged Buggy again. Another thing, the captain said that at the time, small Shanks, the only thing I can't rest assured is little Buggy. If you can, you take him to form a new pirate team. When you are able to go to Raftel in the future, you all go together to make up for the regret of not being able to reach Raftel with me. Buggy's body trembles suddenly. Really? Captain? He did not forget him. Suddenly, Buggy's eyes turned red, and he quietly turned his head to the other side, not wanting Shanks to see his red eyes. What? Are you crying? Seeing Buggy's movements, how could Shanks not understand Buggy's face at this time? But he deliberately reached out to grab Buggy's neck, and turned his head to the side. One, are you kidding me? I cry? That's what children do. However, Shanks relied on what he saw and heard, directly avoided Buggy's observation hacky, and instantly came to the front of Buggy's head. Haha, you are crying. Shanks laughed. Bastard Shanks. I kill you. The embarrassment moment was discovered. Buggy immediately broke the defense and jumped on Shanks. Gol D Roger, hahaha. Seeing how happy you are over there, I feel relieved. Buggy, damn Shanks. Even the ones over there are just as bad. Shanks, haha, stayed in Elbaf for 2 days. The Straw Hat Pirates set off with the Red Hair Pirates. The combat conference room of Thousand Sunny. There are 4 analog log poses on the table, corresponding to the coordinates of the 4 red poneglyphs provided by the signposts. When the coordinates of these 4 analog log poses correspond, several pointers of each analog log pose are moving at a high frequency. When all the pointers are at rest, the 2 irregular magnetic field lines intersect each other, forming an intersection. Seeing this scene, Luffy's doubts are also solved. Luffy once thought one thing when he got the 3rd road sign in Wano, since the intersection point of the line connecting 4 coordinate points is Raftel. In theory, as long as 3 coordinate points are obtained, it is enough. But now, when the coordinates of the real Raftel appeared, Luffy realized that the previous idea was wrong. Because the connection of these 4 coordinate points is not a straight line drawn on the map, but a connection representing their magnetic field. The magnetic field is not a straight line, so if you want to get the correct coordinate position of Raftel, you must find all 4 road signs in the poneglyph. And now, the coordinates formed and they can see Raftel location looking at the magnetic field in front of him. Luffy carefully placed a blank log pose at the magnetic field at the intersection. After half an hour, the log pose record placed on the intersection point by Luffy tends to be flat okay. Usopp's eyes are full of fire, and he can't wait to sail. Brook stared at the log pose that was stabilizing, and said excitedly, it's such an exciting moment. Even though I have no blood yo ho 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 ho. Sanji kept smoking. What will the big secret treasure be? Zoro gave him a blank look. Anyway, it won't be a group of beauties. Hearing this, Sanji was furious immediately. You bastard, it wouldn't be a famous sword. At this moment Nami suddenly shouted excitedly. She stretched out her little hand, and carefully took out the full log pose. She held it high in front of everyone, as if holding a rare treasure. All eyes are on this log pose. Luffy suddenly shouted loudly, Navigator. White chin proudly raised. Nami looked at Luffy. I'm here. Coordinates, Raftel, full rudder, set sail. Yes. 215 take off, Marineford. As the Straw Hat Pirates set off towards Raftel, the red border video slowly faded away. The screen disappears. Sengoku, huh? Where is the quiz? Suru, the video is over. Kuzan, is it time for white border videos again? Gol D Roger, not necessarily. This round of video feels very strange. The progress of the two sides seems to be inconsistent. Edward Newgate, indeed, it's a bit different, and the quiz for this round also did not show. Shiki, it would be a pity if the quiz ends here. Sengoku, how is it? You have already been resurrected. Is it possible that you still want to get 2 rewards? Do you think you are as lucky as me? At this moment, the white border screen gradually brightens. The screen appears. The viewing of the white border screen enters is on pause. Next we'll enter the live broadcast time. Kong live broadcast? Where is the live broadcast? Sengoku, could it be? Kaido, there is a scene. Suru, this is Marine Headquarters. Gol D Roger, wait. I seems to be able to move. Monkey D Dragon, yes, I can really move, even my ability can be used. Shiki, gee ha ha. Is it time to start the war? Marine Headquarters, Marineford, I can really move. Whitebeard raised his naginata in his hand and waved it. Meanwhile, on the battle platform at Marine Headquarters, when the effect of the viewing system disappeared, everyone cast their eyes towards Doflamingo. Fufurfur, do you want to exchange my head for eternal life? Just come and get it, everyone can have a share. Fufurfur. The corner of the mouth outlines a taunting arc, and Doflamingo claps his hands. String-style shadow clone. Brush. Countless Doflamingo appeared instantly throughout Marine Headquarters. No matter from appearance, voice, to breath, they are all exactly the same. Fufurfur. Want to get immortality? Come and try to catch me. Fufurfur. Thousands of Doflamingo laughed at the same time. Is this the power he got? Damn it, how come there are so many identical Doflamingos, and I can't tell which one is real? It's scary. The rewarding ability of the movie viewing system is so scary. The entire Marine Headquarters is suddenly covered with Doflamingo. Both pirates and marines are all confused. Sengoku suddenly shouted at Doflamingo, can these clones fight? Flamingo smiled and said, Fufurfur. Of course. Hearing this, Sengoku was overjoyed. Great. Doflamingo, you let these clones go into battle immediately, I guarantee you will not die. Fufurfur. Sengoku, are you out of your mind? After all this, you still want me to side with Marine? Thousands of Doflamingo are scattered around Marine Headquarters, looking mockingly at Sengoku. It was the good deeds done by this old man that made his brother betray him, and even caused him to kill his brother with his own hands. If there is no Sengoku influence, even if Rosinante does not recognize him, at least he will not go undercover in the Don Quixote family, and he will not die in the hands of Doflamingo himself. Now that he know the truth, how can he still help Sengoku? What's more, he also has great strength, and he is no longer scared. Gururera. Ace, wait there, your dads are here to save you. At this time, Whitebeard smiled heartily. He stuck the naginata on the ground in front of him, and then clenched his fists. The arm opened suddenly after a cross in the chest. The power of Quake Fruit is activated accordingly. Long rumble terrible vibrations poured into the sea from the air, causing an earthquake on the bottom of the sea. The waves seemed to be thrown out of the sea by someone, instantly set off a wave nearly 100 meters high. Gee ha 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 ha. Watching this scene, Shiki smiled like a child. He is so happy. This time, not only can he get rid of his shame, but he can also fight side by side with Roger. He always believed that if Roger was willing to join forces with him, the world would surrender at their feet. Kuzan. Facing the scene, Sengoku didn't have any room to think, and immediately issued an order. It's really exactly the same as the one played in the white border video. Kuzan patted his head, feeling deeply moved. In the white border video before, he saw the whole process of his battle in the Summit War, and also saw his failure in the battle with Sakazuki for the position of Fleet Admiral in the future. Saw himself joining the Blackbeard Pirates. Not only did he witness the death of Marine Academy instructor Zephyr this year, but he even killed his old teacher Garp with his own hands. These things have caused a great impact on Kuzan's heart, but even so, facing the situation where Whitebeard came up and caused an undersea earthquake and tsunami, Kuzan had no other choice but to act. Even if he has other plans, he has to wait until after the Summit War. After all, he is now on the battlefield, and his position belongs to Marine. There is no doubt this. Ice Age. Kuzan leaped into the air and swung his arms towards the waves on both sides. The moment the turbulent and majestic cold air connected to the waves were completely frozen. Together with the sea around the entire Marine headquarters, it is also frozen. Woo, do you want to follow the battle scene played in the white border video? Seeing this scene, Borsalino couldn't help but joked. Gee ha 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 ha, impossible. At this time, Shiki burst out laughing, and his figure flew up instantly. He reached out and touched the ice. Next moment, boom, the huge ice rose directly from the ground, and flew into the air, slammed towards Marine headquarters. Nanny, not good. Such a large amount of ice, if it falls, it will directly destroy the entire Marine headquarters. Ordinary Marine soldiers have nothing to do in the face of this situation, they can only yell in horror. It's really troublesome. Their abilities come one after another. Seeing this, Sakazuki frowned. He stood up suddenly. Lava-style chakra mode. Sakazuki gave a low shout. The chakra energy in the cells explodes naturally at this moment. Since he is a lava fruit user, it is very easy to activate lava style at this time. Not only that, when lava style and lava fruit are combined, the power increases geometrically. Lava style flying dog. As the lava erupted under Sakazuki's feet, he soared into the sky. His whole body is covered with billowing lava, and they can no longer see the shape of a person facing the ice that fell towards Marine headquarters. Sakazuki's head transformed into a ferocious loathing. This vicious dog opened its ferocious fangs, and a column of magma and fire burst out. The moment the terrifying high temperature comes into contact with the ice are completely evaporated in an instant. The white water mist rolls up the airbags and rolls up to the cloud away. Under the power of the lava fire column at the bottom of the foot, Sakazuki is like a flying dog, changing its trajectory quickly in the sky. Wherever he went, all the ice was completely evaporated by his lava. Looking at this scene, Borsalino showed a surprised expression on his face. Woo, he has really evolved. Great job, Sakazuki. Seeing Sakazuki's ability to easily resolve Shiki, Sengoku was overjoyed. But at this moment, the unique laughter of the user suddenly reached Sengoku's ears. Gee ha 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 ha, Akainu boy, the ice cream you worked so hard to melt is just an appetizer. Now, the dinner is officially starting. Fly, Marineford. Amidst Shiki's grinning sound, he slapped on the ground in Marineford. Loved this story? Hit subscribe and join Infinite Novel to be the first to catch new chapters. Every subscriber brings us closer to more epic novels. Join Infinite Novel today. Chapter 216. As Shiki's palm officially touched the ground of Marineford, the island, which is the Marine headquarters, immediately started rumbling and vibrating. Not good. Seeing the scene, Vice Admiral Tsuru's expression changed. Lion Fruit's ability is very buggy. With just one touch, an island will fly into the sky under the control of the Golden Lion, and the Golden Lion can release its weightlessness at any time, causing the island to crash from the sky. Seeing this scene, Sakazuki also roared angrily. Damn, this bastard's ability. Seeing that Marineford is going fly into the sky, Shiki laughed arrogantly. Gee ha 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 ha. Sengoku, your Marine headquarters is finished. However, facing all this, Sengoku suddenly sneered. Humph. You dare to make a fool of yourself. He activated his fruit ability to transform Great Buddha form. Then, he raised his right palm and shouted loudly. Red Dragon Robe. A red light shining in the sky, and a brand new robe with a red background and a gold border condensed out of thin air. The robe shone with golden Buddha light, and fell on Sengoku's body immediately. The gigantic golden Buddha stomped on his feet, and Sengoku spit out an incomparably thick word sound, shockwave. After these words fell, Marineford, who was originally rumbling, actually became quiet. Nanny. Shiki's eyes widened, watching this scene in disbelief. This is impossible. Sengoku twitched his mouth, looked at Shiki contemptuously, and said with a sneer, Ha! I have the Great Dragon Robe rewarded by the viewing system, and your mere fruit abilities is nothing compared to it. Sengoku originally just had the attitude of giving it a try, but he was really shocked. Seeing that the Great Dragon Robe is useful, Sengoku's face is filled with excitement. Die, pirates! At this time, Sakazuki took the initiative to attack lava-style molten bomb. Sakazuki is still in the air, let out a low growl. Endless lava is still pouring out from his arms, just like the sea breaking its embankment, roaring like a tsunami. These lava quickly condensed into two giant magma. Braving the billowing heat waves, they fought in the air, and then killed the pirates below from both sides. Boom! Boom! The moment the two giant lava bombs fell into the crowd of pirates, there was a wailing sound. Help. What's this? They saw that where the two giant lavas reached, they all turned into a sea of flames. Whether it is a ship or a person, as long as they are hit by these two giant lava, they will be instantly turned into lava ashes. Damn! Seeing this scene, Whitebeard's face instantly turned cold, and he shouted, Come up to me. I kinda keep attacking. No matter how strong Whitebeard is, it is impossible for him to protect other pirates that are away from him. But as long as the pirates strangle together at this time, the attack will be blocked by him immediately. Then, Whitebeard looked at the Golden Lion beside him. Shiki, do me a favor. Get all of my 4 ships to the battle platform of Marine headquarters. Gee ha 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 ha. No problem. Shiki laughed, and he immediately touched the 4 whale ships including the Moby Dick Rumble. These 4 ships immediately flew into the sky at the same time. 2 huge palms suddenly appeared in the sky. The white flame cloud around these 2 arms. These 2 big hands grabbed the Sakazuki lava attack in an instant, and then coiled them together, as he make a knot. What? Sakazuki's eyes widened suddenly because his attack is made of lava, not to mention the high temperature. Not many people face it head on. As soon as they grab it, their hand will sink in directly, and then it will be cooked by lava. But, not only did someone catch these lava attack with bare hands, but also tied 2 lava attack together to a knot? When did his lava become like this? Ah ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Just when Sakazuki looked up to see who this strange man is, cheerful laughter came from behind. He saw Luffy, whose whole body was surrounded by white steam, was slowly falling down with a warship in the form of a rubber hot air balloon, and the person who tied the two lava attack into a knot was Luffy. In the form of Nika, the two lava attack were directly assimilated into rubber when they were caught by Luffy. Luffy raised his hand and threw the pair of oversized knot into the distant sea Sitsaizi after falling into the sea. The two giant rubber lava attack turned back, instantly evaporating countless white mist on the sea surface. Seeing Luffy appear, Ace shouted in surprise after watching the broadcast. Ace already knows how great everyone's determination is to save him. Since everyone is desperately trying to save him, then this time, he doesn't want to die like in the video. Don't let everyone down. Ace, I'm here to save you. Luffy fell from the sky and landed on Marine's battle platform Duin. A warship from the impelled down prison also crashed certainly. At this time, the rubberized warship bounced a few times after landing, and then landed on the ground safely. Captain, here I come. As soon as Buggy landed, he immediately looked back at the deck of the Moby Dick, shouting excitedly, haha, little Buggy. So good to see you again. Roger waved at Buggy with joy. Gururera. Crocodile, what kind of reward did you get this time? Are you going to take the opportunity to snatch my head? Whitebeard looked at Crocodile and chuckled. Humph. That's what I planned. Crocodile snorted coldly. However, in the white border video just now, I saw that you did not betray your partner in the end. I will spare you for now. Now, I have promised the Straw Hat Boy, deal with Marine and the world government first. If thing develops according to the normal situation, Crocodile will definitely attack Whitebeard, but he saw the future scene in the white border video just now. Crocodile has reached a total understandings with Luffy. At least, at present, Marine and the world government must not be allowed to act recklessly. Well done. Now I can kill you all. You bastards from Impel Hell. Suddenly seeing so many pirates appearing, Sakazuki roared. Billowing lava emerged from his body, condensed into countless lava fists. He Crocodile smiled disdainfully. Endless yellow sand was flying on his body. Magnet-style quicksand burst. The sand erupted from Crocodile's body like a blowout, forming a quicksand wave nearly 100 meters high in an instant with overwhelming momentum. They flocked directly to Sakazuki's meteor volcano. Rumble countless giant fists of lava and overwhelming waves of quicksand collided together. Zzz. The horrible burning sound is endless. The terrible high temperature seemed to melt the entire sky, and a large amount of white smoke was baked in an instant, rolling upwards and dripping. A large amount of sand was burned into ashes, and fell down one after another, and the countless giant lava fists also lost their power due to the obstruction of the sandstorm magnet-style sandstorm sand-binding coffin. Crocodile raised a hand and pointed at Sakazuki from afar. In an instant, countless sands appeared around Sakazuki. In an instant, like a swarm of bloodthirsty locusts, all of them landed on Sakazuki. Boom! Sakazuki explodes. Chapter 217 Exasperation. Kizaru, kick One Piece at the speed of light. Under the ultimate move of Crocodile's sandstorm sand-binding coffin, Sakazuki instantly exploded. Admiral Akainu. Vice Admiral Inigamo opened his eyes wide and exclaimed. Vice Admiral Tsuru said calmly, don't lose your temper, Sakazuki won't die like this. In the exploding sand, rolling lava poured out of it, recondensing into the shape of Sakazuki. Gee ha ha ha. Good. Roger, Odin, Whitebeard, let's take action too. Let's wipe out the Marine completely. As soon as he said this, the four of them immediately floated forward because he was revived to the peak stage. Shiki's legs are not gone at this time, and he hold his two sword in each hand. The two sword cut forward at the same time, and a wave of cross-sword energy crushed forward. But at this moment, a shocking slash rose from the ground in an instant, facing Shiki's crossing slashing waves and collided into it. Boom! The violent slashing wave explosion produced a terrifying roar, and the majestic energy rushed to the sky. Shiki frowned, and looked at the man not far away. He murmured, it's the kid who is the #1 swordsman in the world right now. Yes, but that's just a title given by others. Mihawk held the black sword in his hand, and stared at Shiki with fiery eyes. I never expected to a veteran swordmaster back to his peak in my lifetime. Wouldn't it be a shame if we can't fight? Gee ha 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 ha. Seeing the fighting spirit of Mihawk, Shiki laughed out loud. Although he has been floating in the sky these years, he also knows that there is such a great swordsman in the sea who has gained and sit on the throne of the world's #1 swordsman. Then as a man who has lost his legs and was dying, he will naturally not think fighting with such a young and strong man. But now it's different. He was resurrected, and back to his peak state. Not only is there no rudder on his head, but also both his legs are still in his body. With the Golden Lion in such a state, when facing the challenge of the world's #1 swordsman, there is no reason to refuse. Come on, this old man will fight with you first. I just happen to want to take a look at what kind of existence the swordsman king of this era is like. Although Shiki really wants to take down Marine headquarters right now, but he can't refuse Mihawk challenge. Brush! Shiki's sword fell, and the sword slashing wave stretched for several kilometers, cutting off a corner of Marineford. Under the power of the Fuwa Fuwa no Mi, the ground immediately flew into the sky. He looked at Mihawk and said, come on, let's fight here. Good. Just what I want. Seeing that Shiki has opened up a battlefield alone, Mihawk is very satisfied. As soon as he stepped on his feet, his figure went straight to the piece of land as flying. Kojiki Odin curled his lips, and then pulled out his sword because he was resurrected by the viewing system. The system also asked him if he wanted to take his original weapon when he was resurrected. Kojiki Odin naturally agreed without hesitation. Let's finish this quickly. I still have to go to Punk Hazard to save my son. With a low shout, Kojiki Odin instantly attack everyone in the marine with his strength. Once he falls into the marine crowd, it will be a one-sided massacre. Hey, don't be in a rush. Kyuzan jumped lightly and came to the front of Kojiki Odin. He condensed a frozen spear with both hands at the same time, and threw it towards Kojiki Odin. There must be a limit to underestimating your opponent. Faced with Kyuzan's attack, Kojiki Odin cut it with the sword in his hand. Boom, boom. The two frozen spears shattered, but at this moment, the roar of the fire dragon. Kyuzan opened his mouth, and scorching dragon flames emanated from his mouth, forming a strong column of fire, which violently sprayed towards Kojiki Odin. Kojiki Odin frowned, feeling a burst of opportunity. His two-sword crossed in front of him immediately. The jet-black armed haki instantly covers it. However, the huge impact of the fire dragon's roar rushed him out instantly. It's really powerful. Roger laughed, and then he looked at Sengoku. Sengoku, you old dog, I have already surrendered, and you still want to kill my descendants. This account need to be settled. Come on, be a man, come out and fight me. Humph. Roger, don't be so self-righteous. As the Marine Fleet Admiral, how can I be the one that rushing to fight you? Sengoku doesn't want to rush out in this large-scale war between the two sides. Sengoku is not only the main forces on Marine's side, but also serves as Marine's brain. If at this time, it is not a wise choice for him to focus on his battle and rush out. Nanny. Hearing this, Roger said angrily, okay, you old dog, you are really old and cunning. Okay, I know that you are destined to be a coward, so I will tell you, just wait for me. When I bleed the blood of Marine headquarters into a river, I will see if you will keep avoiding me. Sengoku dismissed this and just sneered, humph. Do you want to fight? Borsalino, fight with him. Borsalino curled his lips. It's time to go to work. He clasped his hands together, and 10 thick golden rays of light emanated from where his palms faced each other. At the same time, countless frozen mirrors appeared in the sky in front of him. The golden light bounced back and forth between these frozen mirrors, and soon appeared in front of Roger. Ever tasted what it's like to be kicked at the speed of light? Borsalino's voice came from the ice in front of Roger. No matter how fast the speed of light is, there are traces to follow. Before listening to the voice of all things, Borsalino's attack trajectory is presented in Roger's mind like a slideshow. Roger bring out his sword armament haki and Conqueror's haki wrapped around his body. Divine departure facing Borsalino, who had just condensed his body. Roger landed on him with a single blow. Brush. Borsalino was immediately cut in two. What? When this scene appeared, the Marines all turned pale with fright. If someone else chopped Borsalino in two, no one would be worried, because, as a light fruit user, Borsalino will never let himself fall into death. But it was Roger who made the cut just now. Wrapped around the blade is undoubtedly armament haki and Conqueror's haki. Under the dual entanglement, like on the white border video and the red border video just now, everyone now understands what a terrible ability Conqueror's entanglement is. When Roger chopped Borsalino in two, a shocking thought appeared in everyone's mind. That is, Admiral Kizaru is dead. However, Roger frowned instantly. He is very confident when he strikes the sword, but after achieving the effect, he found a problem. Before the sword fell on Borsalino, what Roger heard on Borsalino was the sound of a living creature. But at the moment when the sword fell on Borsalino, what Roger heard on Borsalino was the sound of a dead thing. This sounds like nothing wrong, but the problem is, Borsalino died too soon. Even if a normal person is killed, his voice will not change instantly from living voice to dead voice, and the transformation of the nature of Borsalino's voice is obviously an active process, not good. The sense of crisis strikes instantly. Roger turned around abruptly, his haki instantly covered his whole body. A leg wrapped in yellow striped suit pants popped out from a piece of ice behind him. Boom. Roger's figure was instantly kicked out. The next moment, the leg stepped out of the ice mirror. And it is Borsalino. The corner of his mouth outlines a wretched arc. Woo. How do you like the feeling of being kicked at the speed of light? MR Pirate King. Chapter 218. The Battle of the Same Age, Whitebeard vs. Kizaru Nanny. Suddenly seeing Roger being kicked away by Borsalino, many people present were shocked. That's the Pirate King Roger. Although Borsalino is Marine Admiral, but Roger's strength is definitely above him. Most importantly, Roger is a person who has the ability of voice of all thing. This ability can be regarded as the superior ability of the top observation haki. Even if Borsalino is a light Logia user, it is almost impossible to sneak attack Roger. However, Roger was really kicked away by Borsalino. Hey, Roger, you just resurrected, haven't you warm up yet? Seeing Roger walking out of the ruins below, Whitebeard half-jokingly asked why. Roger shrugged his shoulders. He looked in the direction of Borsalino, and asked doubtfully, what is this guy's ability? He is a Logia light user. But, even so, he shouldn't be able to threaten you, right? In the situation just now, maybe it is the ability he got from the viewing system rewards. After a little thought, Whitebeard said in an analysis, woo, you guessed it right. Borsalino raised the corner of his mouth slightly. This is the ability of Ice Style. What was cut by Roger just now is not the ability of elementalization. It is the Ice Style substitute. Hee, this is better than the elementalization of nature. There are so many ways to use it. Phew. Indeed, these style techniques rewarded by the viewing system should all be able to use this body replacement technique. Mr. Roger, you should deal with him carefully. Doflamingo, who can be seen everywhere, reminded with a smile. Although Doflamingo is not with the pirates, but he doesn't want to see Marine win this war now. Understood. It seems that I can't be careless. Roger nodded, then patted the dust off his body, and charged towards Borsalino again. Hey, my ice style is not as simple as it seems on the surface. Seeing this, Borsalino had a joking expression on his face, and he clapped his hands. Ice style ice crystal mirror. Following Borsalino's low shout, dozens of frozen mirrors immediately appeared around. Then they saw the figure of Borsalino slipping into one of the frozen mirrors. Your Excellency, Pirate King, come and guess where I am. The figure of Borsalino keeps shuttling and changing among dozens of frozen mirrors. Even observation Haki cannot perceive his location at this time. Roger can only rely on his naked eye to identify the location of Borsalino, but if he does that, he will fall into Borsalino's trap. He can use the ice style to create a large number of frozen mirrors around him, and let these frozen mirrors be completely distributed in all directions of Roger's surrounding. Roger only has one pair of eyes, so anyway he can't see all the frozen mirrors at the same time. This is really a tricky ability. Facing Borsalino, who suddenly disappeared, Roger couldn't help frowning. Of course, as the existence of the former Pirate King, his combat experience is naturally rich and incomparable. Combat IQ is also very high. Since this is your trick, then as long as I destroy these frozen mirrors, you'll appear. While speaking, Roger's figure rushed out instantly, the jet black armament Haki covered on the blade in the hand. Wherever his figure went, those frozen mirrors exploded. In the blink of an eye, more than half of these dozens of frozen mirrors were destroyed. Woo, it's no wonder that you are the Pirate King. You have found a way to deal with it so quickly, but I can recreate these frozen mirrors in an instant. With an obscene arc on his face, Borsalino clapped his hands. Clatter, massive frozen mirrors appear out of nowhere in the air around them, and the number is more than before. At a glance, at least. If it's the amount just now, Roger can barely handle it, but facing the current order of magnitude, Roger has some headaches. Because when he is attacking some of the mirrors, Borsalino can completely shuttle through other mirrors and take the opportunity to attack him. Roger came to Marine headquarters to rescue his son Ace. As long as Ace hasn't been rescued, Roger can't escape. Hey, in this way, you can't do anything. Looking at Roger, who frowned, Borsalino smiled jokingly, while shuttling through nearly 100 frozen mirrors. However, as soon as his words fell, a powerful shock wave hit him instantly. This shock wave was like a big wave, instantly covering Borsalino and hundreds of frozen mirror around him. Boom boom boom. Although the distribution of these frozen mirrors is scattered, under the indiscriminate coverage of the shock wave, they all instantly turned into ice shards all over the sky. Borsalino's figure was also forced to emerge instantly from these ice surfaces. Got you. Roger narrowed his eyes slightly. For a strong man like him, it can be said that he has reached the point of perfection in grasping the opportunities on the battlefield. At the moment when Borsalino was forcibly blasted out of the ice, it was obviously a very good opportunity to make a move. The powerful observation Haki instantly locks Borsalino's figure. Ornament Haki and Conqueror's Haki wrapped around the blade at the same time. Roger's figure reached Borsalino in an instant. Divine departure. Without any wasted movement, Roger's sword was cut out in an instant. Before the blade touched Borsalino, the powerful Conqueror's entangled attack hit Borsalino. Boom! Borsalino's figure was like a missile, which hit the Marine squad not far away. Then the Marine fortifications collapsed, burying Borsalino. Roger, I'm going to deal with Kizaru. You go save Ace. Whitebeard appeared next to Roger and said, and for Borsalino's ability to shuttle through the mirror, the Quake fruit just happens to be his nemesis. If Roger used Whitebeard to deal with Kizaru, let alone whether he can kill Kizaru, but if you just want to hold him back, then there must be no problem at all. What's more, the current Whitebeard is Whitebeard, who is 15 years younger. The same age as Kizaru. At this age, even if Whitebeard's strength has not fully reached the state of his peak, it is definitely not far behind. If you really want to fight to the death with all his strength, Borsalino is definitely not Whitebeard's opponent. But now Kizaru is not weak. Borsalino with ice style is like a combined state of Kizaru and Aokiji. Even though Quake fruit can restrain Ice Mirror, but if the abilities of Ice style and Light fruit cooperate well, it will definitely be something Whitebeard can't ignore. Woo, I accidentally fell into the enemy's way. At this time, the ruins were opened, and Borsalino walked out from the ruins. He patted his head, and there was still a classic terrible beating expression on his face. This idiot. He need to be more aware to his surrounding. Watching Borsalino go from his original advantage to being caught by others, Sakazuki immediately cursed. Sakazuki was seriously dissatisfied when he saw Borsalino performance in Summit War in the White Border video before. Now seeing Pineapple his coquettish performance, how can he not be angry? Chapter 219 The Power of the Tailed Beast. With Whitebeard dealing with Borsalino, Roger has no one to stall him. Immediately rushed towards the execution platform. Don't even think about it. Sakazuki's face was angry, his arm turned into billowing lava, and he was to launch a big attack in Roger's direction. Who are you ignoring? Crocodile's voice appeared in Sakazuki's ear. Akainu obviously fighting with him, but this guy is going to attack others. How arrogant can Sakazuki be? Sandstorm Desert Spear. Crocodile pressed down on the ground with one hand, and a large amount of yellow sand emerged from the ground in an instant. Like countless springs gushing out of the ground suddenly, forming a series of tumbling sand rivers. 8 strands of sand rushed out of the ground, forming 8 desert spears, which instantly penetrated into Sakazuki's body from all directions. Sakazuki was furious when Crocodile interrupted his attack. On his body, lava surged and flowed, condensing into a solid lava armor. When Crocodile's 8 desert spears hit Sakazuki's body, it was like poking on solid steel, and it was instantly shattered. Idiot, do you think you can compete with me just because you get the magnet-style reward from the viewing system? My lava style is not comparable to your magnet style. With an angry growl, Sakazuki suddenly burst into lava. The figure rises rapidly and deforms. Behind him a lava tail stretched out. Then came the second, third, and fourth. When the 4 lava tails fully emerge, Sakazuki's shape has changed into a flaming ape. After getting rewards the system, why does Sakazuki have more self-confidence? It is because when he got the lava style rewarded by the viewing system, he also got the power of the 4-tailed Sun Wukong bound to the lava style. After a little understanding, Sakazuki will understand how powerful the tail beast is. To be a careerist with the ambition of absolute justice, after gaining strong support, he will only strengthen his belief. Sakazuki clasped his palms together, and then yanked to both sides. A thick cylinder of lava was pulled out by him. Lava-style golden cudgel. Sakazuki picked up the golden cudgel with both hands, jumped into the air. See the power of another world. Sakazuki slammed down on Crocodile hard. From his point of view, this blow will definitely smash Crocodile to pieces. The tailed beast. Looking up at Sakazuki falling from the sky, Crocodile whispered softly. Then, yellow sand burst out of his body crazily. The body shape is also constantly rising and changing. In a blink of an eye, it transformed into a tanuki with mysterious lines all over its body. The power of the tailed beast. You are not the only one that have it. Crocodile sneered, and countless yellow sand gathered from all directions. In an instant, it condensed into a large yellow sand eggshell around his body. Let me use this strongest shield to appraise your great power. Absolute defense. Crocodile looked at Sakazuki in the gap, eyes full of contempt and disdain. When he was rewarded by the movie viewing system, he also got the power of the bound one tail. Although there is a difference in strength between the tailed beasts, the gap will not be so large. The one tail, which is famous for its defense, although its offensive ability is relatively weak, its defensive power is definitely an advantage. Seeing the form of a tailed beast on Crocodile, Sakazuki immediately understood that Crocodile's form at this time is also a tailed beast. He was taken aback for a moment, but then he thought it, since the lava style reward can bind the power of a tailed beast, why can't Crocodile's magnet style bind the power of a tailed beast? Humph. With the strength of one tail, you dare to be arrogant in front of 4 tails. Who gave you the confidence? With a cold snort, Sakazuki smashed the lava cudgel in his hand. Boom! When the golden cudgel hit the absolutely defensive yellow sand eggshell, an earth-shattering bang resounded throughout the Marine headquarters. Grounds vibrated violently. In the Marine family town behind Marineford, all the windows on the buildings were shattered by it at this moment. Sabayati Archipelago rumble. Even at a relatively long distance, this terrifying sound was transmitted to Sabayati Archipelago in an instant. It's as if someone detonated millions of shells on the sea not far away at the same time. It's deafening. OMG. Admiral Akainu and crocodiles? Why did one turn into an ape and the other turn into a tanuki? It's horrible. This should be related to the rewards they get from the viewing system. It's just a collision, but the sound of the collision directly crossed the sea and sky so far, and reached here. Look, the live broadcast on the top of the soap bubble is gone. Probably those few live Den Mushi were killed by the blow just now. Fortunately, there is the viewing system, otherwise we wouldn't even have to watch it now. It's terrible. Is this the battle of the strong after receiving the reward? I feel that if I was on the scene, I would become cannon fodder in an instant. Marine headquarters. There are so many Marine. After the strong confrontation, the ground where Crocodile was on exploded instantly, and fell several meters deep. Around his body, the absolute defense composed of yellow sand was cracked by Sakazuki's heart attack. However, Crocodile is still well protected. Of course, Crocodile can stop Sakazuki's blow, but the ground can't stop it. So under the attack of Sakazuki, he was directly blasted below the surface. Idiot. Seeing that Crocodile disappeared from his eyes, Sakazuki was going to attack Roger, but at this moment, on the piece of ground where Crocodile disappeared, all the original gravel and tiles turned into sand. The billowing yellow sand emerged from the ground, and instantly condensed into a new arc shape. Damn it! The ground quality of Marine headquarters is too bad. It caused me to go underground. Crocodile, who still maintained a complete tailed beast state, dusted off his body and said with some displeasure, "Bastard! You're so on." Seeing Crocodile chasing after him again, the anger in Sakazuki's heart. "You have to work harder. You are only a little bit close to breaking through my defense." Crocodile took a puff of his cigar unhurriedly, and turned towards Sakazuki with a very proper expression. "Now, it's time for me to take the initiative to attack." As he spoke, Crocodile suddenly opened his mouth, and a large amount of chakra energy burst out from his mouth. The chakra energy is quickly condensed and fused in the blink of an eye. A purple energy ball came. "Asshole. You are an asshole." Suddenly seeing Crocodile make a tailed beast bomb, Sakazuki is almost cursing. This is Marine headquarters after all. When this tailed beast bomb blows up, Marineford will be affected on a large scale, but right now, since Crocodile has released the tailed beast bomb, he can only use a reciprocal attack, otherwise, he will suffer a big loss. "Damn bastard. I will kill you." Sakazuki roared, and then opened his mouth. The purple tailed beast bomb was instantly condensed. "Why are you pretending to care for your comrades? If you have the ability, do condense tailed beast bomb, and face me." With a disdainful taunt, Crocodile attacked the terrifying tailed beast bomb rushed towards Sakazuki immediately. Damn. Although Sakazuki will consider Marines casualties, but not too much. In contrast, his own safety is the most important. AHH. ___. He also attacked, tailed beast bomb rush towards Crocodile. T-dash. Rumble the purple mushroom cloud reaches the sky. Chapter 220 Buggy's Dead Bone Pulse Dance. The tailed beast bomb exploded, and the energy generated instantly pierced through the sky and the earth. Just like the Chakra energy light wave, the billowing energy shock wave punched out a big hole in the atmosphere, and below, a deep pit was blown out of the ground of Marineford, piercing through the foundation of the island, causing the seawater from the deep sea to surge up along the pit in an instant, forming a seawater fountain. Not only that, the Marines and pirates around Sakazuki and Crocodile all died or were injured under this energy, and the scene is horrible. Sakazuki, are you trying to destroy Marineford? Seeing Sakazuki and Crocodile make such a big noise, Sengoku was going crazy. He yelled in anger. If this battle is to continue like this, no matter what the final result is, Marineford will definitely sink. It's none of my business. The bastard Crocodile doesn't care about the situation of Marineford at all. He just wants to make a big fuss. Seeing that two-tailed beast bombs directly blew up Marineford, Sakazuki is also in shock. Meanwhile, Roger L rushed towards the execution platform. I can't let you pass so easily. At this time, Kuzan appeared in time and stood in front of Roger. Ice and Fire Dragon's Ice and Fire Bomb. Half of Kuzan's body erupted with icy ripples, and the other half erupted with Fire Dragon flames. The energy of ice and fire poured into Kuzan's body, and then he opened his mouth. Powerful energy came out of his mouth. Each energy is a mixture of ice and flames. The freezing and flame inside the attack have reached a wonderful coexistence, as if they are constantly complementing each other. Logia is really a headache. Seeing the large amount of energy rushing towards him, Roger curled his lips in displeasure, the blade in his hand covered with a jet black armament haki. But just when he was to take action against these attack, it exploded directly above the ground. Hundreds of bones that looked like bamboo joints rushed out of the cracks in the ground. Kang 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 kang. These bamboo knots interweave each other instantly in two regular arrangements, upper left and upper right, as if blocking a fence in front of Roger. Rumble. The next moment, Kuzan released a large number of energy and bombarded these mud fences with a force of destruction. After the violent explosion, those bone fences survived unharmed. Nanny. Seeing this scene, Kuzan's face became a little ugly. The ability just now is already a powerful ability he has fused through Logia Frozen Fruit and Flame Fire Dragon magic. According to his understanding, the power of the energy after the fusion of ice and fire energy is absolutely no less than that of Sakazuki's magma. But even so, it didn't cause any obvious damage to those bone fences. How can this not shock Kuzan? Captain, hand him over to me. A figure floated over from behind Roger. It was Buggy. Little Buggy. Seeing Buggy up close again after many years, Roger was very excited. If it weren't for the Marine headquarters battlefield, Roger would have sat down with Buggy and talked to him. Captain, now is not the time to reminisce the past. Hurry up and save Ace. While urging, Buggy rushed directly to Kuzan. At this moment, his body is flying in the air. Because he saw the fighting style of Buggy over there in the red border video just now, so Buggy is inspired. Just when the warship was falling, Buggy put his 2 feet on Luffy's side. In this way, he can fly and fight without any worries. As for why Luffy agreed to help him keep his pair of feet, the reason is very simple. Buggy's position is to help Roger save Ace. This alone is enough for Luffy to help Buggy unconditionally. Buggy rushed to Kuzan in one step. On the backs of his hands, several bone blades suddenly appeared. Buggy used to use a dagger as a weapon. He is good at holding the dagger between each finger. It is like the paw of a feline beast to launch a fierce wolf attack on the enemy. And now he has Dead Bone Pulse. Willow Dance. Buggy appeared in front of Kuzan. His 2 arms broke from his body in an instant, and attacked Kuzan from both left and right directions at the same time. On his body, sharp bones pierced through his chest. Sabeki Dance Split. Following Buggy's low cry, the sharp bone spear on his body rushed towards Kuzan like a hungry and thirsty predator. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. A large number of bone spears instantly penetrated Kuzan's body. Kuzan melted into a piece of ice, and then quickly condensed. Ice and Fire Pheasant Beak. Ice instantly condenses into an ice eagle, but the feet of this ice eagle are covered with raging flames. The flames formed the ice eagle's sharp claws, and wherever it passed, it seemed to tear the air instantly, and the flames billowed. Boom! The ice eagle's talons landed on Buggy's body, sending his body flying upside down. Buggy's body was blasted to the ground, plowing a trench in Marineford. What a powerful attack! Buggy got up from the ground and dusted off the dust. Although this level of attack can't cause him any harm, but he is still unhappy taking it. Thinking of this, the 2 arms he controlled quickly flew back and assembled on the body. Then he raised his right hand high and grabbed the spine of his back. In the midst of a piercing sound, Buggy's spine was held in his hands. Dance of the Iron Flower Split Bone Shield Dual Riders. Buggy shout as he split his body. Upper body with the bone spear, lower body with the bone shield, and Buggy's head flew alone in the air. Bone emerged from his eyes and mouth continuously, and shot towards Kuzan Ice Age. Seeing Buggy's transformation into 3, Kuzan chose to take the initiative. The bitter cold air froze Buggy's body in thick ice, but the ice did not last for a second. A series of sharp bone spurs pierced out from the ice, smashing all the ice into shattered pieces. Fire won't melt it, and it won't freeze. Kuzan frowned, facing Buggy's powerful bone defense. He was a little at a loss. I'm sorry, my bones are the hardest substance in the world, let alone your ice. Even the best steel will be pierced by me bones in an instant. With a haughty expression on Buggy's face, with a thought, the upper body holding the spiral bone spear attacked Kuzan. On the other side, the lower body holding the shield also moved. Trouble. Kuzan scratched his head, and couldn't think of any way to end this battle quickly. In desperation, he had no choice but to fight Buggy seriously. As for Roger, taking advantage of Buggy's cover, he strode forward. quickly approaching the execution platform. Love this story? Hit subscribe and join Infinite Novel to be the first to catch new chapters. Every subscriber brings us closer to more epic novels. Join Infinite Novel today.